Well, I mean, are you going to kind of give people heads up going, hey, you know, if you really want to just be, by level 10, have 3 PvP ready guys to go, you know, we kind of recommend you guys start off with this if that's really what you want to do. And I guess the follow-up to that one is that, are you guys going to really put any type of rewards or anything like that into PvP? Because right now, obviously, it's just a pride thing.
Yeah, that was just
well, that was something I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, answer one at a time, that's fun.
So, what was the first one again? The first one was like...
Basically giving somebody... Yeah, basically giving somebody a heads up that, hey, look...
Certainly, like, I'm trying to think, like, one of the intentions was that the first heroes you get within the first 10 levels, most of them are pretty good in PvP. Like, the starting characters are all reasonably good. We don't actually deliberately try and design heroes to be good for PvE or PvP. Like, we can do it because we have custom balancing for both PvE and PvP. We can kind of design for both at the same time.
In terms of, like, from a PvP especially perspective.
So we change some of the stats. We try and do this as little as possible because we want everything to feel the same. But if, like, for example, stuns are way more powerful in PvP than they are in PvE. In PvE, it's really cool to be able to stun for 5 seconds.
Right.
It's an exciting ability. In PvP, it's unacceptable, right?
Right.
And instead of saying, well, we just won't have any 5-second stuns in the game, we have some really long stuns in PvE that have, like, a second or two in PvP. Whoops, didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're totally willing to, like, we did that, I think, with, I believe we did that with Lumen in one of the previous patches. There was Web Lightning who was doing really well, and he got a custom PvP tunic specifically to deal with that,
Okay.
without changing his co-op play.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
It gives us the ability to make PvP good and, like, stand on its own, right?
Right. Awesome.
But you had a second question that was good too.
Yeah, if there's gonna be like a reward system for PvP, because like now, you know, if we were to show him PvP right now, it would basically be like, okay, yeah, Zell kicked our ass and he did like 30,000 damage, and that was it. And that's basically saying like, yeah, he's strong at PvP. There's really not any, you know, association with I need to do this at least once a day to try to get something.
Yeah, we have the leaderboards right now, and then where we go from there is still something we're working on. Obviously, rewards is like we have tons of rewards, right? It's not a question of is it possible? It's what do we want to do? How does the community want that to grow? That's another big question for us. Where is the leaderboard where people want to see? Do they want to see a loot-driven PvP game?
I mean, we were almost just thinking of even just like stuff that you can't get, like, you know, wings or something, as just a, if nothing else, an aesthetic thing, where it's like, you know, if I play 10 PvP matches and I win it, then I get a set of wings that I can just.
That would definitely be.
You know, like you get points for winning, and that you can redeem those for items you would not normally see drop. And then you get to use those as detail items.
Mini boss. That sounds really cool. So, like, if people have ideas for like what kinds of rewards you want, I know there are a couple of forums on it already, and like post them there. We totally keep an eye on that. Right now we're seeming towards launch and trying to just lock everything down. You know, that's stuff we're definitely keeping an eye on. And it's pretty high on things that we want to do.
I'll let you use an overdrive.
Threat neutralized.
So yeah, Zealot had to go into Super Saiyan mode basically because he thought he was gonna get wrecked. But man. Let's see here.
So how
actually, I want to take another question too, because I think people have talked about it. Like we talked a little bit about the PvP balancing between the characters, right? And we're totally willing. At least I'll say, I don't know. Yay does a lot of the balancing, but you know, I'm certainly totally willing to go in and look at the balance for the different characters and think about like, okay, is the metagame going to be better if we make this adjustment here for PvP or this one, you know, this other one without changing PvE at all? But at the same time, too, people ask a lot about items and the role of items in PvP. And items totally matter in PvP. We do a similar kind of adjusting that we do for the PvE game in PvP to make sure that they don't overbalance the game, right? Because people are potentially going to be doing massive amounts of damage. We actually standardize the PvP around one level, so everyone who goes in there should always be doing, you know, relatively the same amount of damage based on, you know, their level. Like, oh, if I take off some strength loot and put on some dex loot, I'll see my crit rating go up and my health come down, just the way you would expect. But at the same time, it's predictable, it's consistent, and that's the kind of thing that hopefully will help, like, standardize the. Wait, did I? Oh, there we go. Standardize the PvP game a little bit, make it a little more predictable, not have to worry about like certain loot being overpowered, right? Like the loot definitely still matters. Like the higher level loot Like you get blues and purples, like you get more stats, right? And that has a good effect on your character. I'm actually lagging a bit here. So loot is definitely a part of PvP, but you can play it without being. You can play with a level 20 character and play against a level 150 player and have a competitive match. And that was really important to us. I may be lagging out here.
Desyncing a little bit. We kind of noticed that tonight a little. There was one issue of it already.
Looks like my computer may be coming to its knees. Let me close some stuff.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Right.
Let's see here.
Oh, his spider gets to go invisible.
And he's got the,
Or is he a crab? It's hard to tell.
What does he do? He develops. It's awesome. Developer's just a sort of catch-all title for everybody in the studio. So there's like EA is our publisher, but EA doesn't work for the game. Max is the studio that works on the game day to day, and Developer, the people who work on the game. I do engineering and design work, so I write code and I think about design problems and then try and solve them.
So he's a businessman, but he knows how to code things.
No, I'm not a businessman. Actually, the business people tend to be much more on the publisher side, which is interesting. Like, you know, I think about problems like how do we make PvP interesting and fun, and
right.
Actually, campaign. I don't work as much on the PvP as much as the campaign. Oh my god! Like these agents, they're killing me right now. That was my fault.
They're actually wondering if you guys are gonna have any like daily events or something like that, where it's like, you know, if you go to 3-4 right now, there's a boss coming in that, you know, if you can get him in time, like you have an hour to get there. And
that sounds really cool. Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing to do. We definitely are looking at all sorts of daily things and just to sort of make it fun to come back every day. Both because like we want and we think that's fun, like that's exciting for people. There's a lot of people on the forums that have asked for it, but also because it helps our community come together every day, and that's really important too. Like if everyone comes together like 1 hour a day, that's much better than if you only play like once a week, right?
Right.
It really helps the people who like being online. So yeah, the daily stuff is totally something we've been actually bouncing around a lot of ideas and may have been working on something. Maybe. I don't know.
we might have been working on something.
Possibly.
The Gravitron. Oh, can't talk about it. Oh, sorry.
Health reserves low.
Did somebody actually do that to you guys? That's
yes.
awesome.
Yes, they did.
Like, oh, we were working on this one really.
Yeah. It was the dude that it was kind of like you, up and you know, in terms of awesome personality and all that stuff, and we'd like sidetrack him on purpose because we knew he'd talk about stuff. And
he
couldn't help himself because he was so excited about the game because it was his baby. And he's like, man, dude, I spent up all night coding this one thing, and then his partner, his boss or whatever, would walk in the room about the time we get about 3/4 of the question answered, and he'd be like, I can't talk about it, guys, sorry. And it was like, oh, no, really? So yeah.
It's actually one of the things that like this studio it's just awesome. Like I'm actually at work right now. I'm sitting next to like Max's Alex and Max's Gay and Max's Dr. Who is right next to me. About like half the people around me are watching the stream, and like they're just letting me say whatever. Like, you know, obviously we don't want to promise.
Obviously we don't want to get anybody in trouble. That's not the point of all this.
No. But this like it's really unusual, and it's part of the team and the company's dedication to like to just, you know, the community in general, like making a new kind of product. I said product.
There's so many different references for that one, but that's okay. Will there be PvP specific gear? We've already kind of answered that one. So we'll go ahead and skip that one. I'll be throwing this up, basically trying to cut this out, highlight it, guys, for you guys. So if you missed any questions, I'll pretty much be throwing this up on YouTube for you guys. So it'll be probably in 30 parts because they limited me to 15 minutes, but I'll try to condense it as best I can here. More fast-paced? Are you kidding me? Dude, alright. For anybody
we're on the easiest difficulty.
Hey, we're on the easiest difficulty. And Zell isn't rolling his power characters. I am, for once, because I wanted to mix it up for you guys to show you guys, aside from the same 3 characters. But I mean, you know, when you can pop in and do this, it just, you know.
It's the beta being easy. Actually, and one of the things I think is really cool, like obviously you haven't seen this yet, but I really enjoy it, and hopefully, launch day very soon, is that like we put a lot of effort in not making Apocalypse and Invasion hard, the higher level difficulty modes, because they just do more damage. Like the guys actually change, the game gets faster and faster. There's Yeg was doing just a bunch of cool stuff. We were talking about it again this week. Like, how can you make Invasion Apocalypse about, like, again, a higher skill game? Not just because it's more punishing, but because like you have to react faster, because you have to think faster, because you have to plan better. So like, it's very interesting because we obviously start the game off for all audiences. Like we don't start with like easy, medium, hard. And we have these betas go on, and we have our fans that have stuck with us like the whole time. It's been awesome. But unfortunately, they have to play easy of that over and over again. And we just we're actually, like I said, we're gonna try and do some cool stuff to help reward those people too and playing a lot, and maybe give people a little bit of end game fun as well. But independent of that too, at the same time, the game like dramatically grows different. You can even see that a little bit in the difference between 1.1 right now and 3.1 or 3.4. Like the game just gets tremendously harder. And then you get good enough and you're better than it, it just seems easy. So the goal is to just keep that skill curve going up and up and up to the point where everyone hits their max, and then they're just like, oh man, this is my challenge. This is the point where I've got to beat this level. I've got to figure out what I'm going to pull off. So I can tell you right now, people are asking in the beta, I can tell you my personal hard, I have yet to beat 8.2. I've been playing a ton on the main line, not on beta, and 8.2 is just kicking my ass. I've only been playing solo. I think it gets a lot easier in co-op. I could probably beat it in co-op. But 8.2 is not even halfway through all of the difficulty levels. It's pretty funny.
I guess. Try it. I mean,
I'm not saying you guys couldn't do it. I'm saying I haven't been able to.
It's alright. It's alright.
I just want to try.
So basically, they want to know if there's going to be any references or stuff, like saying, okay, look, these are, if you're looking for tank or something, these are the guys you want to go to for that type of stuff. Like basically a reference page of all the heroes that you can kind of sort through, and then you can divide them up by class and type and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. In the game or outside of the game, we've got
both.
It
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. And the community's been great in putting that together too. We love the people are starting to talk about hey, this group works really well together. If you want to start off and just play an easy to play group, we've got that. Also in the editor, heroes have tags to show you this guy's a tank. He's got stun, so it helps you organize. We definitely, with all the heroes that you've got, we definitely want to give people all the help that we can to make management easy, right?
Oh, I do have a full-on question for you in terms of how you guys are going to release it technically. I do know right now in beta, you guys say that it's Mac compatible, but technically you're using Boot Camp for it to force it.
Oh, do we say that?
Well, sort of. It's kind of one of those underlying things. Are you guys actually releasing a full Mac version without Boot Camp?
Yeah, as far as I know, we are not releasing Mac on the April 26th date. Yeah, okay. Mac compatible may be something that people have been passing around because you can totally play with Boot Camp. A lot of people have been doing that, and that's really exciting.
And I know Red's been playing with Boot Camp, and he hasn't had any problems whatsoever. So there's been a couple hiccups, but obviously we've been blaming that more on the beta thing than anything.
In terms of will we be releasing in the future, we haven't announced anything yet. Obviously, keep making noise because we're listening all the time.
Let's see here.
And we talk back.
Yeah. Whoa, guys, hold on, don't spam it too much. Let's see here. Will there be any add-ons, expansions? I think that's probably a no-brainer technically.
Yeah, it's actually a tricky question. We don't even know the answer to that yet because a lot of it depends on the community response, right? A lot of this is a conversation between us and you guys in terms of, what do people want to see? Where do people want to go next? It's right now we want to get the best product that we can. That is totally where we're at. And then after that, can't promise anything. We don't want to promise anything anyway, but we want to be there to make sure it's the best game we can.
Yeah.
You cashed out, dude?
Oh man.
Did you hit the wrong button?
He wasn't paying attention.
Dude, I'm too busy reading questions for you, man. So it's my bad.
That's all right.
Let's see here. Is there gonna be? Are you guys gonna release another round of beta before you guys release? I know you guys have kind of talked that there's gonna be an open beta.